Thomas working his way through Stubblefield from 3, and it's good!
Big basket by Stubblefield. He doesn't usually shoot from behind the three-point line. Did a really nice job.
Discoverers working their way.
Number 13, Unbuddy in his second and third. Team foul. Back in will be number 5, Meeks, along with number 10, Wilson.
Discoverers working their way around perimeter, inside the paint. Warriors will snag that one there. Long pass, back out to Meeks. Mitchell. Davis. Stubblefield inside the paint. It is good! Off the iron there.
Kevin Stubblefield has come to play tonight. Just a great outside, inside threat. He's one of the top percentage shooters in the state. Shoots around 48% from the field.
Warriors snag that one there. So they work their way back around. Taking their time here, no shot clock in high school Class A. Stubblefield inside the paint with the floater.
Did a nice job. Kevin's really come to play tonight. He's done it all, inside and from behind the line. He's really playing well. Coming off the bench, he's looking like this district play is he's at the top of his game. Good to see.
Kevin Stubblefield with the and one. And it's good. 21-7 in favor of the Warriors.
He's already got 8 points here, and the first quarter's not even over.
Discoverers working their way around the arc. Back out, stop the key. Stubblefield looking to break that pass up. From 3, and it's good. Number 10, Tanner Esch. Mitchell back to Davis. Meeks working his way around. Back to Mitchell. Davis into Stubblefield. That one, Discoverers will get that one there as they bring it back down. Stubblefield holding them back there. 5 seconds here left. Discoverers. That one there will end our first quarter coverage of your Westside Warriors versus the Columbus Discoverers. We will go on a break here on WTV Live. We'll be back here shortly after this short break. Here going into the second half coverage. We do apologize for our audio problem. We had technical difficulties on our side here, but we're back here live at Westside High School. I'm Ryan Kelly, alongside me here tonight, Ross Jernstrom. Great to be alongside you here tonight with your Westside Warriors and the Columbus Discoverers.
Yeah, the Warriors had a good first quarter there, 21-10. They really got a big boost from Kevin Stubblefield off the bench. He scored 8 points, three-pointer from behind the line, then a three-point play, and then another basket underneath. Really great boost for the Warriors off the bench.
Discoverers working their way around. From 3, will go off the iron as the Warriors bring this one back down.
Yeah, the Warriors are back to their starting lineup. Chandler Meeks will be out at the point along with Payson Gillespie, Tate Advati, Logan Wilson, and Reggie Thomas.
Long pass over. Advati in the paint. Will win off the iron.
But a great assist there by Logan Wilson. He really made that play work, and the Warriors are playing some tough man-to-man defense here.
Discovers bringing this one down. Oh, will go off the iron as the Warriors bring it back down. Thomas will get fouled there.
Warriors will get the ball under the basket, and it'll be Chandler Meeks taking the ball out.
Meeks inbound to Advati. Back out to Gillespie.
Oh, there's a push there under the basket. That'll be on Westside. That was on Logan Wilson. That was his first foul of the game.
Discovers bringing this one back down. Working their way around.
Logan Wilson almost comes up with the steal right there.
Floater rebound, no good. As Advati brings this one back down. Thomas inside the paint for two, and it's good.
And a great assist there by Tate Advati. He brought that ball down. He found an open man under the basket, and Thomas puts it in.
Really drove right through there. Discoverers working their way around. Ball will go out.
The Warriors open up their biggest lead of the game right now, 25-10, a 15-point margin. They've got all their starters in there still.
Meeks brought this one down for the Warriors. Thomas back out that body, and it's good.
Great passing there by the Warriors. Just a great assist inside for the bucket.
Meeks really holding them back. Timeout will be called. We'll be back here live shortly after this short break. Timeout here, Warriors 27-10.
Westside has done a really good job in this game, moving the ball down court. A lot of up-tempo with some great passing has enabled them to score some easy buckets under the basket. And that has enabled them to jump out to a 17-point lead here early in the second quarter.
After the timeout, Discoverers will have possession. Working their way around this Warrior defense.
Yeah, Coach Simons is sticking with his starting lineup here. 5:24 left in the second quarter. We saw 4 Warriors come in and sub at the 3:53 mark of the first quarter, and now that is still the starting lineup that has been out there for Westside.
Discoverers working their way around. Pass. Warriors almost able to pick that one up there. Floater blocked by Meeks. Pass Ball will almost go out. Discovers their miscommunication. Advati picks it up. Will go off the glass. Discovers back down. Will go coast to coast.
That was a nice basket by Columbus. Got the turnover and took it all the way down court.
Warriors working their way around. Meeks back out to Wilson. Will go off the iron. Gillespie. Thomas from 3. Will rattle out. As the Discoverers bring this one back down.
Westside still playing some tough man-to-man defense, sticking with that.
20, Samuel.
Logan Wilson will be called for the foul, and that will be his second of the game, so he'll go down to the bench, and Kevin Stubblefield will come in along with C.J. Mitchell and Charlie Davis.
We'll have one shot on the charity strike. He'll go off the iron. Thomas brings it back down. Back to Advati. Mitchell from 3. And it's good!
That's C.J. Mitchell's first shot of the game, and it's a good one from behind the line, a three-pointer.
Discoverers bringing this one down. Warriors try to hold him back. Looking for someone to pass to. Will almost be blocked. Back to the Warriors there. So Thomas brings it down. Will go off the iron. Warriors will rebound. Mitchell back.
Tate Advati with the shot from the corner for 3 points. And the Warriors open up a 19-point lead.
Warriors definitely hot start to the game here tonight. Floater will be picked up by Advati. Stubblefield back to Thomas. Davis. Stubblefield back to Thomas. Thomas open from 3, and it's good!
Boy, the Warriors have really come to shoot tonight. They've made a lot of three-pointers in this game, about 7 or 8. And they've opened up a 22-point lead. And now Chandler Meeks will come into the game for Tate Advati.
Possession will be given to the Discoverers. As they bring it down. 2:20 here left in the second. Warriors snag that one there. Mitchell, a little bit of miscommunication. Mitchell back to Thomas. Thomas looking for something to throw. Stubblefield from 3, and it's good.
Boy, Kevin really is having this game of his life tonight. He's really hot from behind the three-point line. That's his second three-pointer in the game. And now the Warriors are up by 25 points.
Foul will send number 22.
Now you might remember the first time these two teams played, Westside scored 89 points in the game. They led 48-19 at halftime, and right now they're at 39 with 2 minutes to play.
First shot on the charity strike will go in. As the Warriors bring this one back down. Stubblefield Back out to Meeks. Stubblefield with the layup, and it's good. 41-15.
What a great play by Chandler Meeks. Drove the lane, found Stubblefield coming in for the basket, and a great assist to set up that one.
Discoverers taking their time, looking, get the layup from 3. Oh, bounce off the iron. Long pass there, back out to Stubblefield on the left wing. Mitchell looks for throwing the pass to Meeks. Will get it in. That's a good thing to see there, Ross.
Coming up at halftime, we're going to be talking with the new head football coach for Westside, Paul Lamanji. He is here at the game, and we will be talking to him at halftime, Paul Lamanji. And so stick around, folks. He's going to replace Brett Freund as the new head football coach. Spent 16 years at Omaha Burke, took him to the state championship, an undefeated season. So stick around at halftime. We'll be talking to the new head football coach at Westside, Paul Lamanji.
Warriors with possession here. 45 seconds left in the half. Another foul will be called.
Fouls going to be turned to the Discoverers, number 24. Martinez his third, team 7. At the line will be C.J. Mitchell.
C.J. Mitchell on the line for the Warriors. First shot will go off. Substitutions will be made.
Warriors, a very impressive first half for them. Really spreading the ball around. A lot of points coming off the bench, including C.J. Mitchell at the line. Nice free throw by him.
We'll go 1 for 2 on the charity strike. As the Discoverers bring it back down. Meeks there. Mitchell. And it's good.
What a great play by Chandler Meeks to save that ball from going out of bounds, and then throws it to his teammate for the basket.
Warriors with this one again after the point. And it's good.
Nice play by Charlie Davis down there for the bucket.
Discoverers bringing this one back down, back to back. Warriors shot blocked. Will be no good. That'll end our first half here, Ross. 48-15 in favor of your Westside Warriors. We'll be back here live after this short break.
Welcome back to WTV Live. A big 48-15 lead here for the Warriors. We're up top here with new head football coach Paul Lamangi, formerly at Burke, headed to Westside coming this next year. It's great to have you on, Coach Lamangi.
Oh, thanks for having me. I'm excited.
So looking for you, you've had a bunch of success, and I think adversity has been a really big thing for your career at times at Burke. You've had many different stints, had a small stint with cancer, able to win with that. Talk about what you're hoping to bring from Burke here to Westside.
Yeah, there's such a great culture here and tradition of excellence in academics and athletics, and I just want to come here and be part of it. Help out where I can and continue to help Westside grow, not only in athletics but in all aspects in the community, in school. I just want to be part of a team that wants to be elite and continue to be elite and try to get as far as you could possibly go. It's a journey, it's a process, and it never ends.
Paul, I can remember it's not just on the football field what you bring, it's the culture outside the football field. I remember you worked with playmakers, and you did a lot of volunteer work.
Yep.
How important is that to bring to Westside football?
Oh, I think that's really important. You gain a better respect for each other, doing things in the community, giving back, serving. It's very important because it helps these kids become men, and to serve and to help others is part of being a man. And it's going to be a big part of our program, and we love doing it. And like I said, it just gives the kids a respect that they're able to play this game and give back to the community. So really looking forward to getting in the community, helping out, serving others, and it'll be a big part of what we do. And I think if you do all those things in the community, in school, winning football games is going to be a byproduct of that stuff.
So I guess for you, what would entice you to this job more than any other?
Yeah, it's an opportunity. I feel I've been training my whole life to come to a community like Westside with the support and the resources and the administration that has your back, and a great group of students that get involved in everything, activities, athletics, academics. And it's just something I want to be a part of. Selfishly, I wanted to get involved with it. Confidently, I think I could help.
Hey, I'll tell you what, Paul, you're taking over a football team that was they've been in the state finals the last 3 years.
You bet.
And came within 4 points of winning a state title down in Lincoln. So the cupboard's not bare. What do you think of the team that you got coming back?
Well, I'm so excited to meet the kids and establish a good relationship with them and love them. And each day we're going to grow and we're going to get better and we're going to get physical. And I can't wait for the challenges ahead. We're going to take things one day at a time, try to win each day, get better every day. And then once the season starts, we're going to play as hard as we possibly can every single game. Usually you have that mindset, you're going to be okay.
That'll be all here today. Thank you so much, Coach Lamangi, for coming on here today. It'll be great to see what you'll be able to bring this next year for the football program. It's really fun talking to you today. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much, guys. Appreciate what you do.
Welcome to Westside.
Yes, sir. Let's go.
Now you're a Warrior.
Absolutely.
All right, we'll take a quick break here on WTV Live. Once we come back, about 2.5 minutes away from second half action, Westside looking to move on to the district finals.
Okay. All right.
It's a big moment with a lot of emotions when you hand the keys over to a new driver. We want you to buckle up, slow down, and please no texting while driving. Our family cares about your family, and your safety is our #1 priority. At Dingman's, we'd rather be the best than apologize for anything less. Visit us at one of our 4 convenient locations or dingmans.com.
here at the start of the third quarter. Jaden Taylor alongside Ross Jernstrom. That was a quick one back. Good to be back, Ross, after a little bit of a layover, to say the least.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jaden is on the Westside baseball team. He is a pitcher, and they have the opening day of spring practice, so that's why he did not commentate the first half. And we're back here in the third quarter, and Westside's out to a huge lead in this one. Reggie Thomas, or Chandler Meeks, comes up with the basket for Westside.
So it looks like I've missed a lot to start off this one. I know Reggie Thomas has been the main guy tonight, but Westside off to a start just like they were in the first game of the season up against Columbus. Ross, you got for stats leaders?
Well, for Westside, the stats on the game, we've got Reggie Thomas with 10 points, then Tate Oddbody with 12. But the guy who had the big first half was Kevin Stubblefield. He had a couple of three-pointers and made a three-point play. He led the Warriors with 12 points. So not always you see a guy coming off the bench leading the team in scoring.
Stubblefield's been a big piece in different ways. He had a big opportunity both in the first game these two teams played at the start of this season, as well as throughout the Metro Conference tournament. We talked about this depth is going to be huge for this Westside team this year. Caleb Benning, again, not playing tonight as Chandler Meeks hits another two. He's got 9 points here tonight. But I guess if we're going into Wednesday, you're going to take on either Lincoln East or Millard West. It's odd that we're talking about this early, but you're looking at those two teams. Benning possibly could be back dealing with some concussion issues after that Gretna game. Chandler Meeks, as well as Tate Oddbody, not even 100% here tonight after dealing with some stomach bug that they've been dealing with the past about week and a half now. So, I mean, again, I think that Gretna game, like you mentioned, like we mentioned a lot these past about week and a half, was really Simons felt that this group was a little bit too complacent going into that game, and that was maybe a little bit of a wake-up call.
Sometimes that's good. You know, you lose that game. I don't think it would have made that big a difference in terms of seeding. They would have been a 2 instead of a 3, but I don't think it made that big a difference if they had won that game. And plus that 20-game win streak that was hanging over them. Sometimes that's not always good and heading into district tournament play and going down to state.
And if you guys do remember last year, Westside Millard West in the A-7 district final, a missed final shot from Payson Gillespie kept the Warriors out of the state tournament. So, I mean, definitely a different team that Millard West has this year, but it could be an interesting one of those two match up here again tonight.
Well, yeah, if Wednesday night they play Millard West, that'll be a game that the Warriors got a little chip on their shoulder after losing that game by just in the final seconds a year ago. But we've got a timeout here with Westside leading 58-15 with 5:08 left. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back.
Westside out to a 53-point lead. Last time these two teams matched up, the Warriors with a 59-point win, 89-30, and very likely could see somewhat of the same result here tonight. Gillespie goes up and one for Payson Gillespie. The hard contact, and it still falls. And Gillespie, we talked about in the pregame here today, of how much of a presence he can be, especially from beyond the arc.
Yeah, he has really come on strong here towards the end of the season. He had a big night against Gretna. He had 16 points for the Warriors, really played well in that game. Tried to keep the Warriors in it with his shots from behind the three-point line, but Payson, they're going to need him down the stretch here in the state tournament, and if they get there, and then the district final.
Ball will go out of bounds. Running clock for the rest of this one here tonight. Apologies for some clock issues we've had here tonight. Westside up to
Yeah, I think you're going to see a lot of substitutions here with the score 60-15. With a 45-point lead, you're going to see a lot of guys that you don't normally see in the game.
Gillespie doesn't want the three. He'll drive in, and they'll call a travel on him. I think it's good to see, like we mentioned, the depth is such a big piece to this group. 9 different guys averaging 4.5 points a game or more. For a while in the first half of this season, it was usually a consistent 5 points per game for all 9 guys that we see consistently, and I think that's been the biggest weapon for Westside all season.
Absolutely. When you can get those players off the bench and get some quality playing time, that's a huge boost for their confidence and really helps them down the stretch here when you get into tournament play. But, you know, seeing C.J. Mitchell run the point, you know, he did that against Gretna when Meeks could not play and he was sick. Did a really good job. And there you don't see that very much. A miss by Charlie Davis from behind the line. He averages 48% from the field, the top 3-point shooter in terms of percentage in the state.
It's been him, Caleb Benning, and Payson Gillespie. Benning hasn't had the frequency of threes that we've seen all season, but he's been very efficient when he has them. And Westside will see Malik Crawford come to the ball game for Payson Gillespie, and looks like for the rest of this one, could very likely see a lot of switches. As C.J. Mitchell will go one-on-one, trailer behind him, layup no good, putback no good, and able to get a rebound.
But when you come in off the bench, you don't want to be sloppy out there. You want to have your game at the top, even though you've got a big lead. You want to play as if the score is tied.
Ryan Eichhoff forces a foul. It's Westside's first here in the second half. We'll see a switch here. Ian Libby will come to the ball game for Ashton LaPointe. Crawford almost able to get a steal there. And Libby with the and one. He'll go to the line. And if you're a Columbus group like this right now, I mean, you talk about last year, which was not a good one anyway, a 1-20 record. You're looking here tonight after a loss to 6-18 end of the season. At the end of the day, you got to be looking for progress from a season ago.
Yeah.
So it's only so much you can look at, but the positives here are you're adding on to your building, you're looking towards the future.
Yeah, both Columbus started the year against Westside on December 2nd, and they'll probably end their season tonight against Westside. And, I mean, they've got a long way to go. At one time, Columbus was one of the best basketball schools in the state back in the 70s, and they had Paul Potter, one of the great basketball players. But their basketball tradition has really subsided here.
Davis, like you mentioned, does not miss much, and he made that one there. Back on the other end, looking for an answer. No good from Eichhoff.
And you've got Kevin Stubblefield bringing the ball up the court. The guy does it all tonight.
Stubblefield through the third game in January, Stubblefield led the team in rebounds, and he's coming off the bench.
Yeah.
So talk about a guy like that. C.J. Mitchell can't bank it home to end off this one. And we'll take a break here in the third quarter, and we'll be back at the start of the fourth. Westside continuing to pour it on here at Westside High School. Charlie Bloom into the ball game for the Warriors as these two teams play.
Yeah, he is the crowd favorite, Charlie Bloom, number 21 for the Warriors. He does comes off the bench, and it really brings the student body, the red shield, to life, because they love to see him get in the scorebook through the end of the game. And that'll be Columbus's ball under the basket. It's going to be Columbus's ball under the basket. We are at the opening of the fourth quarter here. Westside leads 63-18. Back in December, after 3 quarters, Westside led 66-21. So this game is very similar to what happened back in December in the season opener for both teams. That's a foul on Westside. Send Columbus to the line. The foul was on Kevin Stubblefield. That was his first of the game. And if you look at the lineup out there, all the starters are back on the bench. Everybody out on the court now has come in to sub. And Kevin Stubblefield, he's the man out front at the point. Warriors working around the perimeter. Stubblefield drives inside. And Charlie Bloom goes in, but it's blocked. And Columbus takes the ball down court. And Columbus will throw the ball away. And the Warriors will take the ball at midcourt. And this is a running clock now because Westside has a 40-point margin. So the clock will run even though the ball goes out of bounds, and with a 43-point lead.
Luke Noamishi also in the ball game for the Warriors. He just added to the roster. Kevin Brown, who you see working on Kwapnowski, they'll switch it off to Malik Crawford. A lot of new guys to be able to work with here tonight for the Warriors. Dennis Poloski there with a quick jumper. And at the half, down in Lincoln East and Millard West, the winner of that one will, unless anything incredibly crazy, will take on Westside on Wednesday. Beautiful backdoor cut, but can't finish there was Crawford. Second chance opportunity is good.
Hey, he got it the second time, maybe not the first, but he got his own rebound and put it back in.
Lincoln East currently up 31-21 over Millard West at the half. 14 points in the first half from Lincoln East Carter Templemeyer. And if the Warriors end up seeing the Spartans on Wednesday, Templemeyer is going to be the exact guy to see defensively if your coach Simons be able to game plan around.
Yeah, he's one of the best top scorers in the state and also one of the best rebounders. Does a great job. He's going to be a tough player to stop if Lincoln East holds on to that win. You know, when you have games that are only 2 days apart, it's good for the Warriors to get some rest with their legs on the bench. I can't tell you what a difference that makes, though, when you have back-to-back games like that with 2 and 3 days.
Noamishi would drive in, another block, it'll go out of bounds. Noamishi also a player on the Westside varsity soccer team, so we'll see him a lot in the spring. Boys soccer team looking to compete possibly for a state title. It really seems to be Westside, Creighton Prep, and Omaha South, the 3 favorites this season. A lot of depth and a lot of good guys to see later in the spring. Charlie Davis with the 3. And Davis 2 for 2 in his last 2 attempts, And there's the steal. Davis kick out in the corner. Charlie Bloom. That one rings out no good.
Oh, the crowd was ready to jump up at that shot by Charlie.
Back the other way, and an answer for Ryan Eichhoff.
You know, Jaden, Westside's going after their 23rd win tonight. You think about it, there's not many teams in Westside history that have had that many wins in a regular season and then in district play.
Crawford almost gets a steal. And you're exactly right. The only ones that I know of that have 23 wins or more, that 1980 state championship team, the 1981 team right after that, and the 1983 when we were talking about the longest streak that Westside's ever had at 23 itself.
There was an interesting article in the Omaha World Herald today by Steve Pospisil. And 50 years ago, in 1972, 4 of the top 5 teams were in the same district. They didn't base it on records during the regular season. They just placed them in the districts at the start. And that's one reason they got the wild card system, and they broke up the districts based on your records. But can you imagine if today, if 4 of the top 5 teams were put in the same district?
I mean, talk about some guys in Class B even. I mean, you saw Ron Colley and Scott for boys in the same district. You saw Elkhorn North and Scott, the 2 top teams with the girls in the same district. So, I mean, I think there's definitely a lot to talk about. I mean, definitely in Class B, C, and lower, it's a lot more prevalent that you see regionally based districts, and you go past that. Yeah,
back in 72, they had the number 1 team, Boys Town. Then they had Omaha Central, and they had Omaha Rummel, which was Ron Colley, and they had one of the best players in the state, Ed Burns. And then Westside was the number 2 ranked team, and they didn't end up going to state. They lost in the finals to Omaha Rummel by 1 point on a basket in the final minute. So there was heartbreak back in those days for the Warriors, but that was one of the best teams that did not go to state, and there was no wild card back in those days. So much better system today and much fairer.
Under a minute left to go in this one. Westside is going to move on to 23-2 in the season. Columbus will end their season at 6-18. Luke Nomishi, you just saw there, hit 1 and 2 from the line just a moment ago. That's his first varsity points, which is a great achievement for him. And a guy who's been a consistent factor, part of JV these past 2 years. Kevin Brown, who you also see on the floor currently, a big piece of JV these last 2 years as well. That one thrown out of bounds. Bloom trying to throw it back in. And for another year, Westside is headed back to the district finals. We'll see them Wednesday night as Luke Nomishi ends it off with a big block. Malik Crawford will hold it, and this one is over. Westside a 43-point win to start off districts. The Warriors had to take on Millard West or Lincoln East on Wednesday. Same time for tip-off, 7 p.m. for that one. Columbus ends their season at 6-18, and they'll look towards the future. We'll take a quick break here on WTV Live. Once we come back, post-game, we'll get a quick talk from head coach Jim Simons.
back at Westside, where the Warriors have defeated Columbus 69-26 to win their semifinal game. And then we will go to the post-game interview with Jaden Taylor with head coach Jim Simons.
All right, I'm with Coach Jim Simons here tonight. A big win, and I think a win you guys really needed to set the tone going into Wednesday. How was this one here tonight?
Yeah, we were happy with our preparation. That's where it started last week. It was a long time between games. You go Saturday to Monday, and we thought we had a really good week of preparation. We came out, we played hard. Obviously, we had played these guys in the first game, and and had won convincingly. So a big key was just respect the game and respect your opponent. And what happened in the first game was irrelevant to tonight. And I was really happy with the intensity level that we played with and prepared with.
So speaking of preparation, to continue with that, right? It's a 2-day layover, right? You get 1 day on Wednesday, or today, and then you go to Wednesday. Kind of the same format that you'll see in the state tournament once you guys get there. Hopefully you guys get there if we look at that. Is this kind of the preparation you're looking at if you guys go to state?
Well, I think at this point in time in the year, you're just focused on winning the next game. I mean, I think if you get ahead of yourself and you start talking about what the state tournament's going to look like, the basketball gods don't like that. So we had talked earlier in the year, in December, we had a Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. I thought that was a good time to talk about this as maybe what the state tournament would look like. At this point in time in the year, all the focus is on Wednesday night and doing everything we can be to be as prepared for Wednesday. And we got to do what we need to do to give ourselves the best opportunity to win that one, and then we'll worry about next week if we're fortunate enough to win and qualify next week.
So the theme this entire season long, I felt like I've sounded like a broken record, has been this depth for this group. 9 guys with either 4.5 points or more per game. You've seen consistently all those 9 guys playing every single minute of every single game. So, you're out Caleb Benning right now. Do we have a lookout for Caleb Benning on Wednesday? As well as I know we've been seeing a little bit Tate Oddbody's, Chandler Meeks a little bit dealing with some illness these last couple of weeks. Do you guys feel you'll be fully healthy going into Wednesday? And if not, maybe down the road?
Well, we certainly hope so. I mean, it was, Chandler and Tate, I think, has had a good last couple days and have held up well. So that's been good to see. We were talked about last week. We need to stop losing guys and start getting guys back. And we did to get those guys back. So, we'll see on Caleb and what his status is. But, it ends up being that's why you have a deep team, right? Other guys will step up and give an opportunity.
So looking at Wednesday, you're either going to go against Lincoln East or Millard West. Millard West, again, last season ended here. Millard West able to go to the state tournament on a last-second shot to be able to move on. Any kind of feelings? Would you rather go against Millard West or rather go against Lincoln East? Is any kind of different game plan between those two teams?
No preference. Obviously, we're a little bit more familiar with Millard West, having played them a couple weeks ago and haven't played them in districts last year. We haven't played Lincoln East this year. We did play them last year in the regular season. No preference. I mean, either one of them, you're in a district championship game. Either one of them's going to play extremely hard and present their own unique challenges.
So I guess big thing here talking about as well, the offense has been so good in transition this season, such a fast team. How do you guys feel you can keep that up going on Wednesday and going forward?
Keep pushing forward, keep doing the stuff we tried to build around all year, and it's obviously we try to play to our strengths, and we've got a lot of guys who are good in transition. We want to keep being disciplined and keep pushing pace.
Cool. Thank you so much,
All
Coach.
right, thanks, Jaden.
Good luck on Wednesday.
Yep, thanks. See you then.
All right, we'll take another quick break here on WTV Live. Once we come back, a little more breakdown of this one. We'll head into Wednesday.
lot of emotions when you hand the keys over to a new driver. We want you to buckle up, slow down, and please no texting while driving. Our family cares about your family, and your safety is our #1 priority. At Dingman's, we'd rather be the best than apologize for anything less. Visit us at one of our 4 convenient locations or dingmans.com.
Back here on WTV Live, we're going to wrap this one up. A big win for the Warriors. Westside had 2 leading scorers on the night, Reggie Thomas and Tate Advadi with 12. Chandler Meeks right behind him, 3 leading scorers with 12. Add that on to Kevin Stubblefield, who had 12 of his own. Chandler Meeks had 9. Charlie Davis with 8. C.J. Mitchell with 6 of his own, Logan Wilson with 2, and Luke Noamishi ended off in a little bit of garbage time with a free throw of his own. So looking at Westside, we talked about this is the year, if a lot of people are thinking about it, for a Westside team to win a state championship. You got a lot of great pieces, great teams at the top. Westside has shown they can beat those great pieces in Millard North, in Bellevue West. They struggled up against Gretna, but I think it really comes down to if this team can shoot well and can shoot efficiently and can keep the depth, right? Because you've seen guys, sometimes you have a night off from CJ, you have a night off from Reggie, you have another guy like Kevin Stubblefield or Logan Wilson or Charlie Davis or whoever that can, fill in that void. How can Westside make sure that they don't get caught lacking on all ends?
They are a very hungry team right now. They want to get down to the state tournament. They just missed it a year ago when they lost to Millard West on their home court, and they missed a 3-pointer at the buzzer that would have taken them to state. This team's on a mission. They've got their laser eyes set on playing in the Pinnacle Bank Arena, and Jaden, they're just hungry. They want to go down to Lincoln and play in that state tournament because they missed it a year ago and they should have been playing there.
I think that was a big piece talking about last year, was going to that game. 2 weeks before you have I believe it was a 16-point win over Millard West. And I think this team really thought, we're a better team than Millard West. They go into the district finals, and they really got shut out in a lot of different pieces. They struggled off the boards. They were out-rebounded by guys like Trey Staden. You even saw a lot of different point guards with that group. Again, very different group this year for Millard West, but definitely one that can make some noise if we see them. I know Simons isn't going to say it, whether he wants the preference or want. I want the preference. I'd rather see Millard West on Wednesday. Yeah. And I think that would not only be a good game to watch, even though it was a blowout win earlier this season for the Warriors at Millard West, that would be a really good atmosphere in here. Millard West brings a lot of fans. Westside would love to see a little bit of redemption from last year. So I think that's the better game if you're looking for some storylines to go into that one.
Well, Millard West brought a lot of students here for that game a year ago at districts. If Lincoln East is the team, making that 1 hour ride up here is a little tougher for a lot of the Spartan fans. But regardless of who it is, Westside this season has been so good, it would be a shame for ended in district play. That's why I think this team is heading down to Lincoln on Wednesday night.
So we're a week and a day away from the start of the Class A Boys State Championships. Monday we'll start off the girls for Class A. Class B boys will start off the morning. Looking into that one, there's a lot of possibilities for upsets here coming in the district finals. I think a big one to talk about is going to be Elkhorn South and Omaha Central. You can talk about a couple other rounds prep in there with Omaha North and a couple other teams like that. But if everything goes the way it's going to go, if every team is the top team, you get a pretty fun 3-6 matchup, Westside Creighton Prep to start off the state tournament. I couldn't complain about that matchup either.
I was looking at the brackets. If we did them right now, if the way it would be set up, it'd be the 3 seed against the 6 seed, and that would be Westside against Creighton Prep. But Prep's got to get there too. Anything can happen in district play, and even Millard North, the number 1 seed, has Omaha North in their district, and you know how close that game was earlier in the season. They almost knocked off the Mustangs, so anything can happen. All you have to do is remember what happened in the football season when everybody thought Millard South was going to go to the Class A championship game, and they got knocked off by Omaha North. That was one of the big upsets.
I mean, even talk about a little bit of Omaha Bryan as well. I mean, that was an odd situation to start off that year. It came down to the final seconds when what you'd say maybe one of the worst teams. I mean, I wouldn't say one of the worst teams, but definitely a team you're not going to think going up against Millard North would be able to beat a team like that. And they played and held their own through 4 quarters. So, again, chaos, chaos, chaos. If college basketball hasn't taught us enough this past week, 8 of the 10 teams in the top 10 all going down this past week. Chaos is going to be what it's going to be. Westside, a big win here tonight. They continue their season. Columbus has ended their season here at Westside High School. We'll be back Wednesday, 7 p.m. tip. Ryan Kelly and Ross Jernstrom will start you off. We'll see when I'm here. We'll see when I come in, depending upon the schedule for Wednesday. But going to be a great matchup. Either see Lincoln East or Millard West. Westside a big win here tonight. We'll see you Wednesday like we mentioned. Have a wonderful night, everybody. We'll be back.
with a lot of emotions when you hand the keys over to a new driver. We want you to buckle up, slow down, and please no texting while driving. Our family cares about your family, and your safety is our #1 priority.